I guess like closing thoughts on the game. So I mean, I you know, there's one part of me that loves the game because I think, well, how long is this streaming going for? This is a 13-hour stream, um, and this is second playthrough. I did one on the weekend that was 9 hours long, and I think I did a few others that were not much shorter. So I love the game, but there are some aspects of the game that just feel like they've kind of, I don't know, taken shortcuts. Like, say for example, the thing with the technician, like, doesn't matter what you do, that guy's leaving. It feels like it would be a more interesting game if these kind of like decisions about which people stayed and went should be more open to, influence from what the player has done prior to reaching that point, perhaps. But it feels like, I don't know, it feels like it's like very black and white. Like technician, it's just he's leaving, and in one story you get him to come back and that aspect, like, I couldn't go back to say day 52 because after completing it the first time, you do a bit of reading and you realise that everyone I've actually brought, all of my alters would without exception leave me if I went the other route, so I had to go much further back to do the Maxwell storyline. I don't know. And then the endings, like, you do the goodbyes. There's only the sarcophagus route, it seems. You basically get threatened by either Maxwell or Agatha. Maxwell has a little bit more variance in how he speaks to you. The guards, it's basically either, that's black and white, you either get onto the ship without a guard or you don't. And if you do, then that gives you various options. For every single ending to this team, in exactly the same apartment with just like those very minor differences, and obviously the dialogue. I don't know, it's like, say if you go with the Lucas Pena route, then I don't know, you'd expect to be in a different part of the world at least. So even if you were trapped in an apartment, you'd maybe be trapped at least with a different view out of the windows, in the apartment. I don't know. It feels like they kind of cheaped out on the ending of the game, and it's a shame because I really enjoyed playing it. And the reason I played it a second time was because I was like, if you go the Maxwell route, surely you won't end up in the same apartment. You'll end up somewhere else, and the dialogue will be a bit more varied than this. So I don't know, like, it was a little bit of a blow there, I've got to be honest with you. I was expecting something different, especially with the discovery of the garden by the scientist. Like, that felt like it had like some potential they didn't explore as well. Like, especially in the Maxwell scenario, where essentially the technician and one of the other guys are staying there. They will not come with you. Like, why couldn't we tell them about that? That wasn't an option. Why wasn't us staying with them an option so that we could explore that further? So they clearly made a base that was going to survive sunlight. So, I don't know, it feels like there could have been more endings and there could have been more variety to the endings to me. But the game itself I loved. Just, just right at the end there, it just kind of goes and just drops for me. And it's a real shame. I doubt anyone will even hear this, so I guess I'm just recording it for posterity, I suppose. But yeah, great game, but just endings not so great, shall we say. If you tuned in at all, I hope you enjoyed.